Thanks for joining us for today's edition of Rock Talk. I'm Mitch Stolba, Matthew Sather. Today we're actually in my backyard here in Rogers and we're doing some cooking. I don't know if anybody knows, but I love to cook. I've actually written 2 cookbooks. This is one of them. And today we're going to be doing a cedar plank ginger salmon. We're also going to talk about market volatility in today's markets. Matthew, why don't you tell us a little bit what you think about today's markets?
Yeah, volatile. There's a lot of volatility. I think the market doesn't like the uncertain. We're dealing with different changes in monetary policy. Obviously, we've had some interest rate hikes, and we're going to continue to have more interest rate hikes. So a little uncertainty there. Then even some of the geopolitical stuff. Looking at what's going on in Eastern Europe, and we're even feeling still some of the effects from COVID with the supply chain issues. So a little bit of volatility still in the short term, but long term, I still think there's a lot to be excited about.
Very true. Before I jump more into that, let me tell you about today's recipe. Today we're doing a cedar plank ginger salmon. Nice fillet of salmon, right? And what we do is I've got a cedar plank board. It's been on here for about 5 minutes. However, that board has been soaking in a combination of water and orange juice overnight, okay? So basically we'll take this salmon fillet, I'm gonna lay it right on top of that cedar plank board. And then I use a ginger sauce, okay? One of my favorite. Just put a little bit on top there. And then my trusty brush, I'm just gonna brush it on there, okay? Put as much or as little as you want on there. We'll check back that in here in a second. So, talking about the markets and market volatility, a lot of people are getting their quarterly statements right now, already have received them. And, they're looking at where their portfolios are at. And one of the things you want to look at is risk in your portfolio, and also time horizon, how much time you have until you need those monies. And so really analyze those. One of the things that we utilize is the tool Riskalyze, right?
Correct.
Riskalyze is a tool where we find out where your risk number is. 0 being no risk, 100 being ultimate risk. Through a series of questions is to find out what your risk number is, make sure that your portfolios match up to that risk number, to really maximize what your goals are with those different investments. Anything else that you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I think you're entirely right, Mitch. I think using your trusted professional, make sure you have a portfolio that matches up with what's your objective, time horizon, how much risk are you willing to take. I think we're not trying to time the market. I think consistency, it pays dividends for dollar cost averaging, and trust your strategy.
Totally, right? And the other thing too is, as I mentioned, you're reviewing your statement and you see that you're down with today's market environment. I've been doing this for 30 years, right?
Right.
I've been through the .com back in the latter 90s, been through 9/11, I've been through 2008, more recently COVID. Is when you look at your statements right now, and they may be down, is that you really have to understand that, let's say that you have 1,000 shares of XYZ investment. They used to be worth $10 a share. Now they're worth $8 a share. Is to really understand that these markets more than likely will come back. But one of the things I have to say is, don't stop investing.
Absolutely.
Continue to dollar cost average, especially through your employer, or continue to systematically buy into the market because the shares are on sale.
On
right?
sale? Yeah.
Let's take a look and see how we're doing here. So the board's going to start to smoke underneath, and thus, if you didn't have that board soaked in water overnight, it would catch on fire, obviously, right? So the steam that's coming through that board is going to start cooking that fillet. So, anything else on the markets that you want to touch on before we check the final product?
No, I think we're good. Let's get to that final product.
Sounds good. Look at this.
Oh man,
right? We'll just scoop this off. I'll just use a spatula. Put it right here on top of this board. Final product. It's got a nice glaze to it, and then you can just cut into it. Thanks for joining us for today's edition for Rock Talk. For Matthew Sather and myself, have a great day, and as always, keep smiling.